Okay guys, so you know how to create a three-dimensional shape in SketchUp, and so far we've focused on the external design of the house. I've not really paid too much attention to the inside. Now of course when you're designing an architectural piece, you need to make sure that you're considering both the outside and the inside to make sure that the user can get the most from the space available. So we're going to use this program to create our plan. Now this plan is going to be realistic in terms of sizes and dimensions that you're going to use for the model that you're going to make. Now, as you know, the footprint for your model has to fit within an A4 page. So for the purposes of this tutorial, I'm going to assume that my house is going to be rectangular and it's going to fit the dimensions of an A4 page. So I'm going to click on the rectangle tool. I'm going to click at the point of origin and move away. Now I've only clicked once. Let me show you that again. Listen very carefully. I've released the mouse and now I'm moving. And you should notice the dimensions down the bottom jumping around the page. Okay, I'm going to set this dimension as an A4, so that's 297 millimeters by 210. But I'm not going to try and click in this box or click the shape down and try and type it in. I'm going to type it in as it's attached to my mouse on screen. So 297 millimeters, comma, space, 210 millimeters. There we go, and that's the dimension for my A4 page. Now because I'm creating a two-dimensional plan at the moment, I don't really want to work in 3 dimensions, so I'm going to move over to the homing tool just here, and I'm going to click on the top or plan view. Okay, now that's given me a much better representation. Okay, I want this to be really accurate, so I don't want to guess anymore. I want to be as accurate as I can to make sure that my plan, the plan that I create here, gives me some indication of what my final product is going to look like. So to do that, I'm going to use the tape measure tool. It appears twice on my screen. And I'm going to use this much like you would use a steel ruler in the workshop. So I'm going to click on one of the outside edges and move away. Now we're going to be using 3mm foam board for the majority of our project. So I've just clicked once and I've moved away. I'm going to type in 3mm, and you can see it's giving me a little guideline. I can do the same on the other edges. Brilliant. Okay, now because that's the outside edge of my building, I'm just going to create a little box. Just hit. Okay, now I don't want those guidelines to get in the way, so I'm just going to delete them, otherwise my drawing will get very confusing. And now I'm going to start to delineate my rooms. So obviously you're going to use your sketchbook to help you work out your dimensions, but I'm going to click on this edge, I'm going to move, I'm going to make this 70mm, and then from this edge 3mm. This is going to be one of my bedrooms in the apartment flat. Click from this edge and go down to 100, and then 3mm from that edge, 3mm being the size of the foam board. Okay, so now that I've got those shapes, I can create my walls. Sometimes zooming in can help. I'm going to get rid of any overlapping lines because I don't want those. I get the guidelines when I don't need them anymore. And I think what I might do, if I pan around, I might add an ensuite. So again, tape measure tool. And then from this point, I'm going to create my walls. Okay, now I'm not going to create obviously the whole building. I'm not going to make you watch me do that, but hopefully what you should be able to understand from this point, if I get rid of these lines, is if I use my push-pull tool, it should give me an indication of what my model would look like. I can then go inside this model and start to create my doorways, obviously being accurate with my measurements, so I can see what the object would look like. Now, I can understand that you want to get started really quickly, but there's just a couple of other tools I'd really like to show you. So there is a walkthrough tool, which is this tool just here. And what that does is allows you to walk through your model. I can orientate myself. I'll just click on here. I would be able to see what it would look like to walk through my model. If I click on the eye tool, it then puts me in the position of the user, and I can have a little look around my building. Now, it's possible after you've created your object to do a little walkthrough and film the screen as that's happening. So you'll be able to present to your client a three-dimensional CAD model and give them an indication of what it would be like to walk through their brand new design. Okay guys, so this is a great little task, so you can really work out what your shape is going to look like before you invest a load of time, cost and effort into a three-dimensional model. Okay guys, good luck with that.